Hello, my beautiful friends. I am so excited about this episode. You can probably hear it in the sound in my voice, but this episode, I'm bringing a lot of energy to this episode today. Probably my inner PT, like let's get going voice is going to come through today. And this episode is all around you become who you are when no one is watching. Because I've had so many women say to me, I wish I was more like you, or you inspire me, or I wish my body was more like yours. And I am literally just a compilation of years of doing the work behind the scenes when no one is watching. And that's what I want to inspire you to do today, girls, is to show you that we're a compilation of your daily rituals, your daily habits, and how your results come from the things that you do behind closed doors. Your ideal future self, the version of you that is already there, that has everything she wants, depends on what you do today. And I want to help you align with her today and take some actions, girls. Have a beautiful day, and I can't wait to share with you. Let's go. Good morning, angels. How are we feeling today? I hope you are having an amazing day or had an amazing day. I feel incredible. Don't want to brag, but I'm just always honest with you guys. I've just come out of my Reiki training yesterday, my level 2 Reiki training, finished that off yesterday. And I feel this amplification of energy in my body. I can just feel so much like energy flowing through my body. My feet feel on fire. Just since I started to really talking with you guys, it started to amplify that little bit more. I've had an amazing morning. I will bang on about this, but every time I go to the studio, I always feel amazing. Taught classes this morning, had a beautiful walk, did a couple of my spiritual rituals, have got a very, very busy day, but no matter how busy I am, I will always start my day with some kind of ritual because it sets up the foundation of your day. And that ritual could be movement, could be meditation, could be oracle cards, could just be that raw cacao, and just sitting and taking it all in, whatever feels good for you, but also setting an intention. This is powerful. This is something I've been talking to my girls about in my coaching program. How setting your day up, setting your intention for your day and waking up and going, today's going to be a great day, or whatever mantra or affirmation, whatever you wish to call it, it's an intention that you set, that you're going to have amazing energy. And even when things don't go your way, you just react a little bit better. You bounce back a little bit better. You look on the bright side a little bit more. Your attitude is better equipped to deal with things when you wake up. Prioritizing you first thing before you get on your tech, before you check socials, check emails, set an intention for your day. And it is a really powerful, energetic boost for you guys. I just wanted to share that little hack with you before we get into it, but I am feeling great. I have had the most amazing signs. It's like they have just been amplified. It's like everything is heightened at the moment. And yesterday I did my finished off my Reiki level 2 training, or attunement, a bit of both, training and attunement. And the signs yesterday were out of this world. It is seriously like the last 24 hours in particular. Nature has been playing with me. It's almost like that little, it's like I've been through a second awakening. I think we go through lots of different awakenings in your last time because you just, throughout our life since, I lost my words there. I'm still up in the clouds a little bit, if I'm perfectly honest. I did get my feet in the water this morning. I did get a little bit barefoot, but we're about to go away for a week holiday. And I'm just looking forward to just getting really grounded and connected because I am feeling a bit heightened with my energy. So if I lose track of my thoughts, bear with me, you guys. But I really feel that nature has been playing with me. It's almost like this awakening where I was talking to Sammy, who is Sammy Pitpahara, who's my Reiki master, and we were talking. She said, I can't remember the word she used. It's got a name, and if you've watched Twilight, you'll remember the name. But she said it's like it's like when you first become the vampire in Twilight, like you're at your most powerful, right? It's got a word. It's a something ling. I don't know. It's not a duckling, but it's a something ling. Like, when you're first, you'll know it if you've watched Twilight. It was years ago. I can't remember, but I remember the essence of what she was talking about. When you first get, go through an awakening or go through something really powerful, a big energy shift, when you've maybe been through a healing, when you kind of feel like your light's been switched on, your eyes are a little bit more wide awake, it's like you go through life just taking everything in so much more detail, just the little blades of grass or the really powerful sun or just the things that you're noticing. Like I can hear the birds clearer. It's almost like I've kind of stepped into this world, come into this world a little bit deeper. And it just feels great. And it really, really feels great. And I wanted to share that with you because yesterday, the other reason I want to share that is I was going to my Reiki training yesterday. It's 4:44 on the clock, 4 minutes 44. And I was going to meet Sammy to do my Reiki. And it's like every little sign just spoke to me yesterday. My blue kingfisher bird was on my jetty. There were so many eagles out by the water. When it was like I told you in the last podcast, there were, because I recorded that yesterday and this is like the next day, so I might double up. But there were 22 pelicans flying past the sunrise in this beautiful V formation. I've been seeing twos everywhere. All the cards, I pulled 22 on my card. I was driving there. Oh, and there were flying fish, like these little flying fish. When I was down at the jetty recording yesterday's podcast, it was like a glass lake out there. And then I just kind of turned to on my right. And it's always like these big, it was just so graceful but powerful. These little like flying fish kind of just all in one beautiful, what do you call it? What's a fish? I've lost my train of thought. Not a flock, a school of fish. All of these fish come flying out, just skimmed across the surface and then went down. I have no idea what they were, but it was just so graceful. They barely made a splash and so beautiful. And then when I was driving to my Reiki training yesterday, there was just like, I pulled up to one set of lights. The car in front of me was 999. The oncoming car was 444. Then at the right of the intersection was 888. Like you just can't make this up. Everywhere it was triple numbers. I doing my Reiki healing with Sammy out on her beautiful property under the tree, and there was just so much life. She said the peewees are in today. I haven't seen the peewee birds for like a year, and they happened to land and were under the tree when I sat down yesterday. There was just kookaburras when we were doing the just going into the Reiki attunement that she was giving me. And there were eagles flying overhead. As I left her property, I pulled out of her property, 3 eagles circling over the mountain. And then I pulled up to another intersection, 2 eagles circling overhead. Like you just can't make this up. It's like I've just had another awakening and nature was just playing with me again. And that's when I feel like you're so connected. I feel like nature talks to you. Nature plays with you. It's like you just feel this oneness with the world and it is just beautiful. Do I live like that all the time? No, I'm human. We have times we kind of go out of it and then we come back into it. But the more you're aware of it, the longer those periods of time are when you live in the now, when you live in the present moment. Read Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now and A New Earth, amazing books. And he, if you're really opening up to being more present and in the now, great books to start with. Anyway, I've digressed big time, but there is a purpose to that. I want to share with you today about you become who you are when no one is watching, okay? Like you become what you consume. You become a compilation of your habits that you do behind closed doors. So like people would say to me, oh, good on you. You see all of these signs or you see, all of these things seem to line up and happen for you. I used to think the same thing over, back in my PT days when I first had my first Reiki Kinesi session with my healer back then, Jody at the time. I remember saying to her the same thing. Why is it that you see so many signs and I don't see them as much? And all I've done is made a commitment to practice. practice behind closed doors when no one is watching. So now what I'm sharing with you, what I'm living, it's because I'm opening up more and more to the spiritual world. And that's the purpose of my podcast. That's the purpose of what I want to really help you with, is help you connect with your intuition, with your inner higher self, with your soul self, teaching you to take exquisite care of yourself so that you can be more aligned, you can be more awakened, you can have more of what you want, you can live your best life, you can believe in yourself, you can feel amazing in your skin, you can feel great in your body and learn to love on the beautiful woman that you are, you can reach your dreams and goals. I want that for you too. And so I use this podcast to kind of teach you along the way, to support you off the mat, because I'm only with you a short amount of time in class. You've got all those hours off the mat where you're on your own that I want to try and help support you outside of the studio. So how this episode come about, and this is why I think as a leader or a brand founder, I think that's so important to be like in your line of work, as well as being the visionary, as well as being the ideas, the creative. I love coming into class. I love teaching because I learn and I connect with you guys, which is honestly one of my favorite parts. And a lot of what I share on the podcast comes from general, not filtered, like honest, questions from women or struggles from women, or what they're sharing with me with their results. So I'm learning from you guys along the way. And I find if one woman is feeling that way, if one woman's struggling with that, if one woman has noticed that, if I share it, chances are, and I know there are, more women are going through the same thing, maybe feeling the same way, maybe having the same struggle, maybe having the same curiosity or questions. So I like to answer it here because I know that as a collective, we all go through, in our own unique way, in our own unique timing, we all go through similar things. So I wanted to jump on and share with you because I was in the community and I was talking to one of my beautiful clients, and she said to me, with the same age, and she said to me, I wish I looked like you, and I wish I just want to be more like you. And I say that with no arrogance, with no, look at me, I'm awesome. Like there's none of that at all, okay? Because I do that with other women. I go, man, I wish I had, that. I look at a quality or I look at something in someone and I kind of think to myself, I wish I could be more like that, or I wish I could embody that, or, she's so amazing. And so I understand what she's saying. And it comes from this place of what I see and what you see in me, or what you see in other women and what I see in other women. We see it because it's within us already. We just have to open it up, okay? So if you are feeling that towards somebody else, it's almost like this admiration. For some people, it can come across like a bit of jealousy or a little bit of admiration or a little bit of, for some people, it is that poor me. I wish, she's lucky, or she's got that. I wish I had that. I want you to shift your perspective to look at it a different way and go, when you're looking at someone through the eyes of maybe admiration, maybe a role model, maybe, a little bit of jealousy or a little bit of feeling like you wish there was something in you, I want you to understand that it's all in your intention. If you're intending, if you send bad energy to that person because you're jealous and you're envious, that's not coming from a right place. That is not going to serve you, and you will learn the hard way. However, if it's coming from that place of, I wish I could have that in my life, or I wish I could be like that, I wish I could embody that, it's showing you a mirror of what is already within you. You just have to do a little bit more work. You just have to open yourself up to receive a little bit more. You just have to maybe look at yourself and go, you know what? I can have that. I can do that. I can become that, because it's a desire. So remember, Abraham Hicks, she talks about the contrast. Know what you don't want so you know what you do want. So sometimes when you're seeing what you want in somebody and it makes you feel a little bit insecure or insignificant, or that you don't already have it in yourself, it's birthing a desire, right? So it's birthing something within you going, I'm just not quite satisfied. I'm just not quite fulfilled. I want to improve myself. So it's birthing that desire, whether it comes from the want or the don't want. It's still giving you a rockets of desire, is what Abraham Hicks says. She says you're sending this rockets of desire out in the universe going, I want that to become part of my reality. So then the question is, what do you do with that? how do you react? What do you do with that desire or that feeling, which is what I'm going to go into with you today. And like I said to this beautiful woman, and she's not the first person to say that to me. And look, there's nothing special about my body. There is nothing, I look at it through, like I've learned to be grateful for my body. There's definitely times I still criticize it, absolutely. But I try and catch myself and pivot it. And I know if I keep focusing those things on, let's just say if I think, oh, gee, I've put on a bit of weight, and you keep focusing on the weight, it clings to the weight, right? So when I've noticed that I'm kind of feeling that little bit of judgment or that little bit of criticism or that little bit of dissatisfaction, I kind of think to myself, okay, that's enough, Lise. Like you need to pivot it. What is it that you do want? Because you're bringing the energy in of what you want. Your body feels it, your energy feels it, and it clings onto those things. Okay. So like I said to this beautiful woman, we all feel like that. And many women have said that to me. And it's not from a place of, when I meant, like, I don't think there's anything special about me. I think we're all special in our own unique way. But there are definitely a lot more fitter women at 47, a lot more beautiful. Like, it's up to the eye of the beholder. And it's up to how you choose to look at yourself and how you choose to accept yourself. But what I mean by that is, I feel like I'm just an everyday woman like you guys, okay? It's just an everyday woman getting through life, making my way through life, making it the best that I can, just like you guys. And I said to this beautiful client when she said that to me, I said to her, you've got to remember, I have been doing this for a long time. And when I say this, I'm talking about like exercise, movement, yoga, because she says sometimes, I see the way your body moves and I wish my body could do that. My body's more, is stiffer. And I will say to people all the time, do you go to yoga? If not, you need to. And again, I'm just the messenger. I will say it to some people will come to me time after time and go, I'm in pain, or I can't, I'm tied in here. And I keep saying, you should try yoga, try and go to Restore, and they don't. And that's okay. They'll figure it out in their own time. I'm just the messenger, and then it's up to you what you do with the information, okay? And so I will say to people, like what I have done is a compilation of years with my movement, with my exercise, with my yoga, I'm flexible just because I've been practicing longer. That's it. And I look at other women and go, I'm not as flexible as that woman. And that's okay. But, it's a compilation of what I've been doing for years. So let's just say for my early 20s, there's been things layered up. I have not been meditating, like doing all the spiritual stuff, doing all the mindset stuff, doing the exercise since I was in my early 20s. Absolutely not. It's been a progression of adding a little bit more and a little bit more to my routine, to my rituals, to my practices throughout my life. So I've been very consistent with movement since I was in my 20s. Hand on my heart, have not stopped. Had babies, took a little bit of time off, straight back into it when I got the all clear. Gone on holidays, I'm exercising. Might back off and not do the intensity or the frequency that I usually would, but I will find some way to move my body because it gives me energy to get the most out of my holiday, okay? And then over time, I progressively added a lot more mindset stuff. And then really in these last 6 years, particularly the last 3, dove into a lot of the spiritual work. But I've been on a progression of wanting to learn and grow and better myself for well over 10 years for my mindset. Physically, 20 years, mindset, well over 10, spirituality, really in these last 6 or so years, but in particular the last 3. So like I said to this woman, I said, you've been coming for, yes, we're the same age. You've been coming for a year to the studio, not even a year. Look at the progress you have made. Don't compare yourself to me because I've been doing these things for a very, very long time. But I want you to look at your progress of how far you've come. You are so consistent. You do not miss a beat with turning up. You're starting to, it's taken a little while, which is fine. She's starting to go to yoga now. She's starting and still struggles with the mindset. I can't switch my brain off, which is what most people say when they do yoga or meditation for the first time. That's okay. Just keep practicing. That's okay. Just keep practicing. Even myself, I have days where I can really drop in. Other days, my mind is scattered. Like that's just part of being a human and it's a practice. That's why it's a practice, not a perfection, okay? And But she has been so consistent. And when I see people over the years, I see people drop off in winter. When things get hard, she doesn't. She turns up. So I say, just give yourself time and patience and just keep turning up and look at how far you've come. And I feel that it really helped her. I hope it did. Just shift her perspective a little bit. But I know there's still this feeling of, I still want to be there. We all have that. I do that as well with certain, whether it's through my business or certain money goals or certain goals I have, we want to be there now, but we have to trust the process. We have to trust in the fact that we are learning as we go. And if you can do things progressively, you anchor those new rituals, you anchor those new habits, as opposed to trying to do everything all at once and then it gets too hard and we quit. And what I really want to, leave you with today is take this one line out of this podcast today. You become who you are when no one is watching, okay? Your ideal future self of the goals and the visions of what you want to have, what you want to achieve, your ideal future self depends on what you do today. You can vision all you want, but it comes down to your actions. It comes down to, without any actions, you can dream all you want, and without the actions, it's useless, okay? It's that co-creation with the universe. The universe will drop desires in by you seeing someone going, I wish I had that, or, oh, I actually don't have that. Desire drops in, okay? But it is useless without the physical you taking action. That's that co-creation of the universe. Ideas come in, inspiration comes in, intuition comes in, a rocket of desire comes in. All of those things come in. And it's up to you to actually take an action. That's what the co-creation is. It's working together, you in the human form, with the universal energy, with the inspiration, with spirit, and merging them both together. Because what you do, how you show up daily, nobody sees that. Nobody sees the work that you put in. Nobody sees what you do. Nobody sees what you make a decision not to do because it's too hard. But then people see what you have in public. People see a result of where you are or where you are not, but they don't see all the hard work that you've put in. So the secret, I love this John Maxwell quote, the secret to your success lies in your daily routine. So let me give you some examples of that. So when I share, when I podcast, when I go on Facebook Lives, when I do things out in public, people say to me, gee, you're a great speaker, or, you speak really well, things come through to you. They weren't there the times I was nearly in tears not knowing what to say. They weren't there the times that I press stop and go again like 20 times just to try and get it perfect or get it right. It's all of the little things that you do behind closed doors in private that helps build up over the years or over the months, however long it takes, that then you show the result in public, or people become aware of, or people compliment you on, or people see your results, or people see your success. But remember, it's what you do when no one is watching that people always forget. It's like when I speak, I'm a compilation of books, of podcasts that I have consumed for well over 15 years of self-development, personal development content. I feel that they just spill out of me because I constantly make myself a reader behind closed doors when no one is watching. I'm consuming content that I know will help better myself, make me a better teacher, make me a better leader, make me a better business owner, but more importantly, make me a better mother, a better partner, a better human being, and a better person. And I'm learning to like myself, love myself, and accept myself and appreciate myself in the process, because I'm doing the work behind closed doors. And this is what I really want to see you do as well. It's what, like in your body, it's what you eat. You're a compilation of what you eat. Your energy that you have is a compilation of what you eat. It's a compounding effect of what you eat over all of those years. You don't just rock up to 47 and have energy and feel amazing without doing those things behind closed doors that nobody sees. I remember being at a Tony Robbins conference, and I remember him saying, I can look around the room and I can tell you who is disciplined enough to go to the gym by what I see in your body, in your physique. It tells me your habits and your dedication and your discipline, by what I see in your body, because it's a compounding effect of discipline for a period of time. And it is, speaking of discipline, like it's what you do in private, it's what you're disciplined about that then shows up in your confidence out in public. I have people say, you're so confident, like you get up and you speak, or you're confident in the way that you carry yourself. I wish I had more confidence. Again, learning, growing, getting out of my comfort zone, doing the hard things that people don't want to do. I make myself do them, because you become what you consume. You are a byproduct of the people you hang around, the books you read, the habits you do, what you put into your body, what you allow to filter into your subconscious mind. You are a compilation of all of those things. And let's just use the word good or bad. I don't like using the word good or bad, but your habits can be a step towards your goal. Let's just use the word. They are going to be supporting your goal, or they're going to be taking you away from your goal, as opposed to good or bad. So the habits that you choose are going to help lead you towards that goal, towards that ideal future self version of you, towards the woman that you become, or they want to become, or they are going to take you away from that. Okay. So it's what you do in your habits, in your behind closed doors, when nobody is watching, that you become in public. And I might get my inner PT whip out today. So just take out of it what you want. But I do find I get a bit passionate about this. And I do find that part of me can be really beautiful and soft and angelic. And then part of me can be that kind of hardcore, I'm not mucking around here, because this is what I say to myself. Like, you want results? I will help you get results, but you got to take it on board, and you have to accept responsibility, and you have to do the actions. I cannot make you do that. Okay. And so if I do come out with my little bit of an inner PT voice, or my little bit of a hardcore crack the whip lease, it's for your highest good. Okay. It's for because I care about you and I love you and I want you to have results. But also, this is how I talk to myself sometimes. I have this duality of both. And I think that's a really beautiful, like that yin and yang energy, like that masculine and feminine energy, like that, you've got that soft feminine flow, but then you've got that masculine taking action energy. We need both. Okay. We absolutely need both for us to get what we want out of life. We have to take action, but we have to trust the process. We have to have motivation, but we have to have grace and allow ourselves to go with flow and trust in what the divine presents to us along our journey. It is this, beautiful blend of both flowing into our life. Okay. So I want to share with you one thing that I feel has really helped me along my path, is making that decision. You've got to take responsibility. You've got to make a decision to do things for yourself. And what I mean by that is our human nature, the human tendency is to do what's comfortable, is to stay in the familiar, is to do what is safe. And by safe, I mean it's safe for your nervous system, because it's repetitive, it's the same, it's familiar, it's comfortable. I'm not going to get anxious. I'm not going to get nervous. I'm not going to have butterflies in my stomach. I'm not going to put myself out of my comfort zone. That is what the human part of us wants to do, okay? Your soul wants you to grow. Your soul wants you to evolve. Your soul wants you to be, do, and have everything that you want. And your soul just wants you to have the most amazing life experience. And deep down, you do too. But that human part of that ego part that wants to keep us safe and comfortable and familiar, often overrides what we know our heart is craving for, okay? So why I'm sharing that with you is this is where it comes back to you to take that bit of responsibility and to take the action. Nobody can force you, okay? There are definitely times in our life you have challenges that you have to overcome, or, somebody might leave you in a relationship and you have to pick up the pieces, or you have to deal with it 100%. But what I'm talking to you about today are the choices that you make when nobody is watching. These are the choices like I'm going to talk to you about now. Nobody made me do them, okay? There was nobody telling me. I wasn't accountable to anybody. There are certain things that you are not going to be accountable to anybody, but they're in your personal choices. This is where your personal power comes in. And this is where everything I'm going to share with you now, I'm sharing with the girls in my coaching program in this 12-month inner circle container, is having this 12-month container of teaching you the habits, teaching you the rituals, teaching you the mindset, teaching you the spiritual tools across a period of time so that they can be anchored into your subconscious mind, so that they can be anchored into your new way of being, be anchored into your lifestyle. It's not something you do once. So everything that I'm going to share with you now, these are all choices that you make, okay? I can inspire you. I can motivate you. I can tell you I'm going to kick your ass if you don't do it. But really, I'm not, okay? So I'm really not. It's up to you to go and do it. It's up to you to make these decisions. It's up to you to make these choices when nobody is watching behind closed doors, okay? It's as simple as, I like to think, if I think about some of the things that I have done that women struggle with, like the basic is just taking care of your body, okay? Exercising, moving, nourishing your body with clean foods, having water and beautiful things that are going into your vessel all the time. Remembering you have one body to carry you through life. Are you prepared to put time into your diary to exercise? Are you prepared to get up early when you don't feel like it, when no one is making you get out of bed, like when you can easily hit snooze? It's these simple choices. Do I hit snooze or do I get up and go to a workout? When you're tired on your way home from work, I have so many girls that say, I just didn't feel like coming today, but I know I always feel better after. So I have my clothes in my car, my gym bag in the car, and then I can just get ready in the studio and go and do a class because I know if I go home, I'm not going to come back. So it's setting yourself up for success. It's knowing maybe where your, let's just use the word weakness, knowing where you might fall down a little bit and helping yourself set yourself up for success by combating those little challenging moments where the mind might take over. But would you go and exercise when no one is making you and it's freezing, cold at 4 o'clock in the morning and it's the only time you can do your workout? Because I've been doing that for years, getting up at 3:34 a.m. to go and do a workout when nobody was making me do it, okay? These are the decisions that I'm talking about. These are the things that you do in private, behind closed doors that nobody sees, but then they go, gee, you look great at 47. Or, gee, I wish I had a body like yours. Or, gee, I wish I had your energy. It comes back to the decisions that you make. So I want you to understand that they are going to compound. The secret to success is found in your daily routine. There are 100% days where I go, I'm so tired, I just need a rest. I do listen to my body, absolutely do listen to my body and have a rest. But I'm talking about what you do like 90% of the time, that you keep going and you stay consistent. Honor your body when you need to, but the next day you're going to go and move your body again. And also honoring, some days I might need a bit of a higher intense class, but this week I'm still going to move, but I might need a little bit more restorative yoga or step it back to a little bit of a lower intensity class, okay? Study, self-improvement in terms of the way that I speak now, the way that I share, the things that I share in my classes, the things that I share on retreats in Women's Circle, they are a compilation of self-study, okay? No one made me go and study universal laws. No one made me go and study the, spiritual and personal development. No one made me sign up to courses that I have done for bettering myself, courses on thinking about the power of the mind, courses that I've done on manifesting, courses that I've done on, like all the mindset work, on all of the self-study that I have done. I did it because I wanted to improve myself. So remember, behind closed doors, when you make a decision, do I scroll on my phone or do I maybe dive into a podcast that is going to help me? Do I watch TV after, before I go to bed, or do I spend 15 minutes reading a book? The choice is yours, but know that it's going to compound and over time give you the result that you want or not. My Reiki, I went and did my Reiki training, and when I did my Reiki training, I've had a feeling to do this for years. It's been something that's kind of calling me for a few years, but I just trust in the timing that this has happened right now. And when I went and did my Reiki training, I was talking to Sammy yesterday. Sammy is a Reiki master. She's an energy healer. She is an incredible woman, and I learned so much from her. She's a bit older than me and just this wise, I feel like she's this wise elder, and I love her. And I was talking to her about why I did the Reiki training and why I wanted the Reiki attunement. And for me, it had nothing to do with money. Like, it honestly had nothing to do with money, because she said, I've had people come in and say, I just want to hurry up and get it done so I can start charging for my sessions. I'm not even thinking about doing one-on-one sessions with people. My intention to do that Reiki training for, and it's 33 on the clock now, my intention was to have it as another part of my toolkit, another offering that I can give to my community, that I can, because I know it's innately in me. I've found that the more I've opened up spiritually, it's like I feel more energy in my hands. I know I have this natural healing ability. It's like yesterday was like a remembrance, a return of who I am. And she even said to me, she said, I can see it in the way you move your hands. I can see it in the way that you are signing everything out. Like, we've got our Reiki symbols. She said, I can see that it's already within you. All I've done is open up a remembrance to you. And it was just so powerful having that chat about the intention, because my intention behind it was to better myself as a human being, better myself as a teacher. Yes, I can use the Reiki for myself, but I can go and I can use it in my classes. I can help you guys with it. I can use it on my retreats. I don't know how it is going to, I may do one-on-ones, I don't know. I don't need to know. I just trusted my gut and I did it because, again, behind closed doors, I want to improve myself when no one is watching, okay? That is why I did it, and it was not the intention to use it as another modality to make money. And not that there's anything wrong with that at all, because I absolutely will down the track, but I don't even know what I'm going to do with it. I don't need to know what I'm going to do with it. But my intention right now was just for self-improvement, for spiritual improvement, and to be a better teacher and be a better leader for you guys. And again, that come back to wanting to do it behind closed doors when nobody is watching. Even like little things, girls, like, your intention is everything. Intention is powerful. I was thinking about this when I was out on my walk this morning. A lot of people go on a walk just to get it done, just to kind of, tick it off. And they're thinking about the next thing. When I'm out on my walk, like, I picked up a frangipani and I was smelling the frangipani. I'm, feeling the rays of the sun on my skin. I'm breathing in the salt air. I'm breathing in the fragrance of the plants that I walk, the flowers as I walk past. That is an intention. That is the little things I do when no one is watching on my walk that make me more in tune, that make me more present, that make me more calm, make me more peaceful. Just another little thing that you can do. It comes back to your intention, and it comes back to, again, those little things that you do behind closed doors. Starting a business. So a lot of these things that I'm sharing with you now, would you start a business when you didn't know what the outcome was going to be, where your clients were going to come from, where your money was going to come from? Would you have a business where sometimes you're paying your staff before you pay yourself? Would you buy a house based on a feather that floated down and an eagle that went overhead? Would you do renovations when you're living in it and you don't have a kitchen for 3 months? Because people say your view is amazing. How did you end up there? Like, what you've got is so incredible. You're so lucky. I'm like, luck has nothing to do with it. I trust I am provided for by the universe, but also they weren't there all of the years that I spent journaling, visioning, house, grass, sand, water. I would drive around feeling I'm going to have a house on the water one day. I visioned how my family was going to, we could just walk down the jetty, get on our jet skis and go. I visioned it when I would be out there years ago, riding around on our jet skis going, one day we'll end up on we'll have a house on the water. I journaled what I wanted. I would drive around visioning what I wanted. I would meditate on what I wanted. Most people don't do that. So the reason I'm telling you that is because what you see in public is what I have done as a compilation of years behind the scenes in private. There are so many things that what you do in private is going to amplify your life on so many levels. Would you go on a retreat when you were scared? Would you go on a retreat to Bali overseas when I did it and I was terrified and I was worried about everyone left at home. I was worried about so many things, but I had the courage to go and do it. And it gave me a week to work on myself, where a lot of what I'm doing now was birthed on a retreat. So all of those things People don't see your struggles. People don't see the work that you put in. People don't see all of the dedication and the discipline, because a lot of what I'm sharing with you is things that I'm doing by choice, and things that I know many of you do, or you're starting to do as well, by choice, not because there's something wrong, not because you're forced to, not because, you've had something that you've had to overcome, or, you've got a situation where you're forced to, you're on breaking point and you're forced to do the work. What I want to encourage you to do is start doing this inner healing, self-discovery work, taking care of your body, all of these little things, not because something's wrong, not because, you have to go out, get up early in the morning. I'm sorry, you guys. And go and do a class because you're meeting somebody. You are doing it because you want the result and not because you are forced to do it. And that takes an inner motivation. That takes something that requires discipline. It requires a level of commitment to yourself. It requires a dedication to yourself. It requires consistency. It requires repeated habits, repeated patterns, repeated rituals that you're showing up to do when most people would go, it's too hard. I don't have time for that. That's why you're here. You want something different. If you're listening to my podcast, it's because you want something different. That's why you're here, and you are going to get what you want. I can tell you that now. All faith in you, hand on my heart. You keep up this inner work. You keep showing up for you. You will absolutely have what you want, but also trust the process. Trust in divine timing. Trust that the universe has your back. Trust that what you are doing, it might take a little bit of time because you're building a muscle. The muscle could be the muscle of consistency. It could be the muscle of building trust in yourself. It could be the muscle of building repetition, because we do things, our human minds will do things based on repetition until it slowly filters into our subconscious mind and becomes part of who you are. Becomes just like getting up and exercising, or just like going and doing a meditation or putting on a podcast. For me, becomes effortless, like brushing my teeth. And I know many of my community are starting to experience that now, because they're telling me, they're coming to me and saying like, I'm just obsessed with listening to podcasts, or I'm just obsessed with reading because I'm seeing how much it's impacting my life. So they get to a point after the repetition, after the practice, that it forms part of their lifestyle. It forms part of who they are. And that is what I want for you. But trust that in you doing the work, you might not see the validation immediately. You might not see the results immediately, but look at some of the little things. Look at some of the little progress that you've been making along the way. Look at maybe what someone has noticed about you. Look at maybe, now I can touch my toes, or maybe I'm waking up with a bit of a better attitude. Maybe I'm catching myself if I have a negative thought about myself and I'm pivoting it. Maybe I'm speaking with a little bit more kindness and a little bit more compassion. Maybe I'm being kinder to myself. Maybe I'm having a little bit more of a drive, a little bit more ambition. Maybe I'm starting to just journal a couple of pages once a week. Just celebrate what you are doing, celebrate where you are, and just trust in your journey, trust in your divine timing, trust in the process. The more that you keep showing up for you, the more that you keep doing these things, that the universe will provide for you. Just like people have said to me so many times, gee, you're lucky about this or that. What they don't see is, and I'm telling you this because you will find it in your life as well, like they don't see the times that I maybe shown up. I don't get paid to podcast. I do it because it's part of what I want to offer my community. But I know I get paid, let's just use the word paid, or whether it's rewarded, or whether it's like that spirit. It's an energy exchange, okay? It's an energy exchange. When you give, you receive. So what I might receive might not be a physical paycheck sometimes. But what I might receive is landing, say for instance, this house aligning at the right time when I wasn't even looking, or people coming into my life at the right time, offering me an opportunity. Opportunities will present themselves. Money might come in random ways. Things will come in unexpected ways, but it's this exchange of energy. We get conditioned. I do the work. I go to job. I get paid. We get conditioned. I do this. where's my paycheck? Where's my money? You have to have this trust, this faith in that you will be provided for. And that is a complete surrender to the universe. That is a complete surrender. I'm going to keep showing up and doing the work behind closed doors. I'm going to have that inner motivation. I'm going to do those things when nobody is watching. Not because I have to prove myself, not because I am chasing a certain result. I'm doing it with the intention to better myself. I'm doing it with the intention to get the most out of my life. I'm doing it with the intention to help people. I'm doing it with the intention to grow. I'm doing it with the intention to be a better mother. I'm doing it with the intention to raise better kids. I'm doing it with the intention to have a better relationship with my partner. I'm doing it with the intention to have more energy in my body. I'm doing it with the intention to get the most out of this life experience that you are in now. When you show up with that intention, when you show up with the intention to serve yourself, to give to yourself, to open yourself up to receive, you will receive the results. You will receive the abundance. You will receive what you want. Trust the process and do the work, not because you have to, because you want to. You make the decision, you make the choice, not because you're forced, not because you're having to show up and be accountable to someone. Just be accountable to yourself because you want the most out of your life and you want to live a more happier, a more fulfilled life. You want to explore, you want to unleash your inner wild woman, you want to love yourself, you want to like yourself, you want to have an amazing life experience. That is when your intention is pure. That is where your results will come from. But remember, your ideal self depends on what you do today. That future self version of you, there is a version out there of you that has everything that you want. She is depending on what you do today, the choices that you make today to become her. And it's all about becoming. You become, you grow, you evolve. And that is what I want for you, angels. So I have shared a lot with you today. I've absolutely shared a lot with you. And I have definitely got my bit of a hardcore kind of kick up the butt voice on today. But sometimes we need it. I need it. You need it. And it's just because I have faith in you. I want the best for you. I can see your potential. I know that you have got the most incredible, like it's always like this potential on the inside just dying to come out, for you to reach your fulfillment, for you to be in such alignment with that beautiful, authentic soul self of you, for you to see her, for you to see the beauty in yourself that I see in you, for you to see the potential in yourself that I see in you, for you to start to look at yourself with those eyes of love and those eyes of acceptance. As I've learned to do for myself, I want to encourage you to do the same. I will leave that with you girls. Have a beautiful day and I will see you next week. So much love to all of you. Mwah.